The whispers started in hushed tones, a rumor of a sickness unlike any other. It wasn't a fever or a cough, but a hunger. A hunger that gnawed not at the belly, but at the very soul. News reports flickered with chilling images, vacant eyes, a shambling gait, an insatiable craving for flesh. Scientists scrambled, politicians bickered, but the truth was undeniable. A terrifying new virus was spreading, blurring the line between life and death. This wasn't the flu, this wasn't the plague. This was the dawn of the zombie apocalypse. Myths number 1. Myth: zombie virus exists. Fact: the concept of a zombie virus is a creation of fiction, seen in movies, TV shows, and books. Examples include George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead and the Resident Evil video game series. In these stories, a virus causes the dead to rise and attack the living. However, in the real world, there is no scientific evidence or research supporting the existence of a virus capable of reanimating the dead or causing the extreme behaviors associated with zombies. The idea of a zombie virus remains purely speculative and serves as a narrative device for exploring themes of survival, societal collapse, and human nature. Myth number 2. Myth: the zombie virus is airborne. Fact: in many zombie-themed media, the virus spreads through the air, allowing it to infect large populations quickly and easily. For example, in films like 28 Days Later, the virus is transmitted through the air, affecting anyone exposed to it. In contrast, real-world viruses can be airborne, like the flu or COVID-19, but this mode of transmission does not create the dramatic zombie outbreaks depicted in fiction. In most fictional zombie scenarios, the virus spreads through bites, scratches, or contact with infected bodily fluids, not through the air. There is no actual virus or disease with the properties of a zombie virus that spreads in this manner. Myth number 3. Myth: a zombie apocalypse could happen. Fact: the idea of a zombie apocalypse, where a widespread zombie outbreak threatens humanity's existence, is a central theme in many horror stories. Popularized by movies like The Walking Dead and World War Z, this scenario imagines a world overrun by zombies. Scientifically speaking, such an event is impossible. Dead bodies do not come back to life, and there is no virus or pathogen known to science that could cause the reanimation of the deceased. The concept of a zombie apocalypse is a fictional construct used to explore extreme survival situations and the collapse of societal structures. Myth number 4. Myth: rabies virus could mutate into a zombie virus. Fact: rabies is a viral disease that affects the brain and nervous system of mammals, including humans. Symptoms can include aggression, hallucinations, and a loss of motor control, which are somewhat reminiscent of zombie-like behavior. However, rabies does not cause reanimation of the dead, nor does it have the capacity to spread in the same dramatic way as fictional zombie viruses. Rabies has a well-documented pathogenesis and transmission method, involving the saliva of infected animals, and it has no mechanism for turning deceased individuals into zombies. Myth number 5. Myth: zombie viruses are ancient and hidden. Fact: many fictional narratives claim that zombie viruses have ancient origins, often involving curses, supernatural forces, or forgotten experiments. For example, movies like The Mummy depict ancient evils that return to wreak havoc. In reality, there is no evidence of ancient viruses or pathogens with the ability to cause zombie-like conditions. The scientific study of ancient pathogens does not support the existence of any disease capable of creating the undead or causing reanimation after death. This myth is used in stories to add depth and mystery to the origins of the zombie outbreak. Myth number 6. Myth: certain diseases like leprosy or prions can cause zombie-like symptoms. Fact: diseases like leprosy, Hansen's disease, and prion diseases, such as Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, can cause severe physical and neurological symptoms. Leprosy can cause skin lesions and nerve damage, while prion diseases lead to neurodegeneration and can cause erratic behavior. However, these diseases do not produce the reanimated dead or mindless, aggressive behavior seen in zombie fiction. The symptoms of these diseases are serious and require medical intervention, but they do not create the type of zombies popularized in horror media. Myth number 7. Myth: a zombie virus could be man-made in a lab. Fact: fiction often depicts scenarios where a virus or other pathogen is created in a laboratory as a bioweapon, such as in the Resident Evil series. While bioweapons research has occurred in history, there is no scientific basis for the creation of a virus that causes the dead to reanimate or turns people into zombies. Real bioweapon research focuses on pathogens that cause illness or death, not on creating reanimated corpses. The scientific and ethical barriers to developing such a virus make this scenario highly implausible. Myth number 8. Myth: plants and fungi can cause zombie-like behavior in humans. Fact: some fungi and parasites in nature do influence the behavior of their hosts in dramatic ways. For example, the Ophiocordyceps fungus infects ants, taking over their central nervous system and manipulating them to climb vegetation where they die, facilitating the fungus's reproduction. However, there are no known plants or fungi with similar effects on humans. While certain substances can affect human behavior, they do not create the extreme zombie-like transformations seen in fiction. Myth number 9. Myth: a cure for the zombie virus could be easily developed. Fact: in zombie fiction, characters often search for a cure to the zombie virus, a plot device that drives the story forward. The idea of finding a simple or quick cure for such a virus is purely fictional. In reality, the development of cures for diseases is a complex and lengthy process, requiring extensive research, clinical trials, and regulatory approval. Since a real zombie virus does not exist, there is no basis for the idea of a simple cure, and creating a cure for a hypothetical virus would involve numerous scientific and logistical challenges. Myth number 10. Myth: government agencies have plans for a zombie outbreak. Fact: some government agencies, including the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, have used zombie scenarios as part of public health campaigns. For example, the CDC's Zombie Apocalypse campaign is a creative way to engage the public and encourage preparedness for real emergencies such as natural disasters or pandemics. These campaigns are not based on any real threat of a zombie outbreak but use the popular concept of zombies to promote general disaster readiness and emergency preparedness.